As Coral swam back toward the open sea, her newfound legs wobbling back into the shimmer of her sea green tail, her heart felt like a shell filled with both treasure and questions. From the shore where she stood moments before, a voice called out, a soft, trembling voice that sent shivers rippling down her scales. Wait! Coral turned to see Leo standing at the water's edge. His hair ruffled wildly in the ocean breeze, and his hand clutched the golden map she thought she'd left behind. Behind him, the sun kissed the horizon with streaks of pink and gold. It changed, he gasped, holding the map up for her to see. Sure enough, the map, which had previously guided her path on land, now shimmered with fresh, swirling lines of ocean blue ink, forming new symbols too intricate to decipher. Coral swam a little closer to shore, her curiosity rising like a tide. Leo admitted, stepping carefully on the slippery rocks, his feet almost sliding into the surf. But it's pointing to the sea. Coral's eyes widened. The sea? Why would a human's map point to the realm of merfolk, a realm they were never meant to know? And what lay beyond the familiar tides she called home? Her heart raced with questions, and she knew there was only one way to answer them. Without hesitation, she reached out her hand toward Leo. Then come with me, she said. Just for a little while, I'll show you the sea's secrets. Leo hesitated, the idea filling him with both wonder and fear. But something in Coral's eyes, the excitement, the kindness, the promise, made him take a deep breath and nod. He grabbed one final, steadying hold of the map as Coral wrapped her hands gently around his wrists, pulling him into the shallows. Hold on tight, Coral smiled, and with a spin of her tail, the two disappeared beneath the waves. For a moment, Leo panicked as bubbles swirled around him. He couldn't see, couldn't breathe. But then Coral pressed a glowing shell to his chest, and suddenly the ocean became a world of dazzling clarity. He could breathe as easily as if he were standing on land. Magical coral forests stretched ahead, glowing schools of fish swirled around them, and moonlight filtered through the water like shards of shimmering glass. It wasn't long before Coral and Leo discovered that the map hadn't just changed, it had come alive. The glowing ink began to move, leading them deeper into uncharted waters. Passages twisted through underwater caves where sharp, glimmering crystals lined the walls. An eerie echo followed them. That way, Coral pointed, swimming ahead. Suddenly, a sound made her freeze. A low, guttural rumble. A predator's growl. Before Leo had time to ask what was wrong, he saw massive shadows circling the cave mouth. Coral, he whispered, his voice shaky. She grabbed his hand tightly, her grip firm and protective. From out of the shadows emerged two massive creatures, deep-sea eels with iridescent scales and glowing yellow eyes. Their jaws gleamed with rows of razor-sharp teeth, and they snarled at the intruders. "Who dares disturb the crystalline caverns?" growled one of the eels, its voice booming with authority. Coral tried to remain calm. "We're following a map," she explained, holding it up. "A map that brought us here." The smaller eel slithered closer, its body coiling in ominous spirals. "A map, you say? Perhaps the sea itself sent you, but no one enters the Sapphire Hollow unchallenged." Coral's brow furrowed. Sapphire Hollow? That wasn't on any map she had ever seen. Were they heading to a treasure or a trap? "We'll face your challenge," Coral said confidently, though her heart thudded in her chest. The large eel grinned, baring sharp fangs. "Very well. Solve this riddle or you'll be bound to the caverns forever. Listen closely." Leo gulped nervously, but Coral gave his hand a reassuring squeeze. The eel began. "I drink though I am not thirsty, and dance though I have no legs. I set ships adrift and swallow treasure whole. What am I?" Coral's mind whirled as she heard the ticking of time in the silence between them. Drink but not thirsty? Dance without legs? She racked her brain, the answer dancing just out of reach. But then Leo's expression changed from confusion to clarity. "The tides!" he exclaimed. "It's the ocean itself!" The eels hissed, swirling in agitation, but they knew he was right. Reluctantly, they backed away, creating an opening into the next cavern. "This isn't the end," the smaller eel warned, its eyes gleaming. "The sea does not yield its secrets lightly." Coral and Leo swam forward, hearts pounding. When they finally emerged into the next chamber, they gasped. They'd entered a dome of sapphire blue crystal, where columns of light refracted and danced like a living aurora. In the center of the cavern rested an ancient glowing orb, pulsating with a heartbeat like rhythm. The map had led them here. But why? What could it mean? As Coral floated closer, the orb seemed to whisper, soft, comforting sounds that filled her ears like a lullaby. Her scales shimmered brighter, her hands trembling as she reached toward it. Coral, wait, Leo called out. What if it's dangerous? Or what if it's the answer we've been looking for? She said. And with that, her fingers brushed the orb. A sudden burst of light filled the cavern, and Coral felt something strange awaken inside her, something ancient, something powerful. But before she could understand what it was, the cavern began to shake, and the eel's warning echoed through her mind. The sea does not yield its secrets lightly. To be continued.